everybody, so great to see you. Today we're talking about a topic that I have not really touched on enough, but it's the question of how do we feel about bright voices? Now, what does bright even mean in a voice? When we have a brighter quality in our voices, there is this brightness that you can hear inside the sound. And yes, sometimes it can be a very higher pitch. However, the brightness also brings out a lot of vibrance, a lot of peppiness, and sometimes even just a general positivity that comes with it. Charisma can be seen also in a bright voice, but how do you actually feel about the brightness of a voice? Perhaps if we are somebody who is more serious, we may not like just the brightness of a voice coming across all the time with really high energy. But the brightness of a voice can also uplift a lot of different audiences in terms of the mood and the tone. When you start to think about how you personally feel about bright voices, you can then understand, are we listening to our own judgment of how we are listening to a quality of a voice? Or can we be moved also just by celebrating this person's way of how they want to speak? Now, brightness in a voice, if it's being held in a way with effort, it doesn't sound very great. But when it's being used with a lot of different naturalness and flow inside your voice, it's a little bit easier to take in and digest. But sometimes it can be a little bit too much for some people. If you've ever heard, or if anyone's ever asked you to pipe down a little bit, or somebody's asked you to just tone it down a little tiny bit, perhaps it just means that their perception of your voice or the voice that is bright might not be hitting them in a way that is helping them. However, to celebrate the diversity of voices, all voices have a place in the world. And just because somebody has said that to you does not mean that your voice is invalid, but rather that, okay, well, I do understand that my voice may be quite bright. Now, what are some other things that I can do with it? Perhaps when there is a situation where we need to be a little bit more grounded in the voice, where we don't show off this type of quality all the time, that we can then expand our vocal portfolio so that we can shift our voices in a way that helps us to be heard in the way that we need to in that moment, which is a fantastic thing for us to have and hone. By having an array of different skills, from being able to speak very brightly to a more grounded voice that is more resonant and round, what a fantastic thing that is for us to have vocal flexibility for. Now that is a skill set that can be learned over time, and oh my goodness, think about how much more range you are going to get with your voice as well. So keep celebrating your bright voices, but also know you can also move out of it, and vice versa. If you find that your voice is always down here, we can always explore and find a little bit of brightness. And brightness is something that I love in a voice because, as you can tell, I'm quite a positive, cheery, happy person, and I think there's probably quite a bit of brightness in my voice itself. So I can't wait to hear about what you have to say about brightness, and make sure you share this on our Facebook group that is just linked below that you can request to join us. And if you're still unsure about your own voice and you need somebody to talk to, please feel free to book in a free consultation with me via this link here. And we can have an honest discussion about what it is that you need to work on with your voice so you feel more confident with it and so that you can own it more. If all of this resonates with you, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we are so grateful for your support. Also, there's a notification bell up there so that you can hit that and know when our next video uploads. I can't wait to see you soon, and keep owning that voice. See you next time. Bye.